So I'm going to make the sazon, which is the base of almost everything I cook. It is simple, which means that as I cook, I can add other ingredients to the food to change the flavor. So, like for meat, I add oregano to the meat, the Dominican oregano. It's not really oregano, but that's how we call it. It's not in the same family. For chivo, goat, I add allspice. So I add all the things to the food, depends on what I cook, but the sazon is my base, is what I start with, and it's a lot of work to do it as we go. So I make the sazon and put it in the fridge for a certain amount of time, and it's easy to cook. It's faster like that. So let's make the sazon, especially for my Solcito's mom that is being asking me how to make lentils, and I keep forgetting to make the video. So this is how we start. Lentils start with this sazon. So let's start with that. To make the sazon, you will need salt, cilantro, garlic, peppers, onions. Usually I also have green bell peppers, so I like to use different colors because of the different nutrients on them. But right now I only have the orange, yellow, and red. I washed them already. I washed everything except for the onions. The onions I washed after I peeled them. So that's why I'm not going to put it on the bowl right now, but I definitely washed them after I peel them off. Just because in the peel we might find germs, pathogens, who knows. Just make sure everything is clean, because you're going to put this in the fridge and it's going to stay there for a couple of weeks to maybe even a month, and if it has pathogens it will go bad. So make sure you clean everything well. Also, you can use red onions for the sazon. I think the red onions is better than the yellow or white one, but I usually just buy what's fresh in the supermarket. The peppers, they didn't look fresh, the green ones. That's why I did not buy the green one. So just make sure they are all well clean. Also, just have in mind, if you have to do all of this every time you are going to cook, the way I cook, everything is natural, everything is fresh. Imagine that we have to do all of this every time we are going to cook anything. It's going to take us forever. So that's why I'd rather have it in the fridge for our busy lives. We just pull those jars out of the fridge and start cooking. You can take a couple of spoons full of this and put it in your food and add whatever else is needed, which is faster than start from the beginning doing all of this. Just about done here. Just have to finish with these couple of pieces of onions. Wash them, clean everything so we can start with the next step, which is blending everything. Also, it's much better in a food processor. For some reason, my food processor decided not to work today, so we're gonna do it in the blender. So this is how I start. To start, I start with the onions, because the onions produces water, and that way I don't have to put anything on it. Some people put water, put oil on it, they add in oregano, all of these things. No, this is my base, which means this is from here I can add later when I'm cooking. I can add in the future. This is how the garlic looks after it's frozen. When you defrost it, this is how it looks. It looks really weird. So it's frozen. So I just put it in there. When it's fresh, when it's not frozen, it goes to all the crevices over there and fill up the bowl. Okay, so let's see if I can. I should have cut the onions a little smaller, so we just have to take a little bit out. Okay, and then you close it. And you start it. I just started it so it can go down a little. It's going to be noisy. And you just add. I like to add the cilantro before the peppers because the cilantro tend to wrap up. Some people cut the stems of the cilantro, I don't. They will be liquefied in there, so not a problem. Let me see if I can find more over here. It seems that, oh yes, there's more over here. Anyway, there goes. And smoothie. This is Celtic salt. I really like the real salt better, but it's a little hard to find. So that's 1, 2. This helps to preserve. 3. And I taste it later to see how it goes. Most likely the cilantro is all wrapped up on the thing. Oh no, it's not. It's just not low enough. Now I keep putting the peppers. Again, I usually add green peppers as well. This one helps with the color. These ones. But I like to add the green as well. processor is better, but we had to do what we had to do. At this point, I can get a little taste. Yep, more salt. So let's put it in there. That would be 6. And you put it in the mason jar, just like this. You close it. And you put it on the fridge. Actually, a little, tiny bit less tight. You put it in the fridge. When you're going to cook, you put a couple of tablespoons of this and taste it for salt. And I will be cooking with this. I will be making lentils for one of my parents who asked me for the recipe. That's about it. So with the recipe of the Sazon, this is what I come out with. 3 and almost half of another mason jar. I do not put Sazon in the mason jars I use to bake or for the kefir's juice. In order to know which one is for Sazon and which one is for bread or kefir juice, I buy the small mouth mason jars for Sazon, and I also change the top for these plastic ones. They seal better, I think. Easy to use, bottom line. And the other ones, I use the big mouth one. Let me show you. So see, this is a big mouth one. The top will be dancing in here. So when I have this type of jars, but with a big mouth, I know that that's for either bread or juice or anything like that has to be, that is not stinky, garlic and onion stinky. And that's how I separate them. So let's cook with this. Let's make lentils.